What's going on, internet? I am in my crew hovel. It's been a long day. Oh, there's my lavender. Yeah, it's pretty straight, I think. I've just sweat through my clothes 3 times already, so I really need a shower. But each time I think about showering, I just think I'm gonna get sweaty again because I had more things to do. An endless list of things, as it goes with boats, especially when you're the only crew member. But I wanted to go up for sunset, which is kind of happening / already happened. On the flybridge. Everyone's gone off to town. We're on anchor. I went into town for 2 hours or so just to walk around and also get some food and stuff. I've put away all my fridge things, and all my rest of my stuff is just in a pile here. I've also decided this floaty thing that I sometimes use, I'm just going to keep inflated, and it also act as a sort of occasional pillow when I'm hanging out on the top bunk, which is my shelf / sofa / food storage area / paint studio. Here's my progress on my next paint by number. It's coming along quite nicely. I'm very sweat. This is Anyway, let's go up to the flybridge. Let's see if we can do this with a phone and also a beer and also okay. So I've just cleaned the poop deck / swim platform. There is a very nice few boats behind us. I'll show you in a second. Let me turn this off. Yeah. So you can kind of see there's that one, and that one. Very descriptive. One's a sailboat, the other two are not sailboats. Is that better? I don't know. Anyway, yes, I've just cleaned this little area, so it's clean, I guess. Anyway, it's a constant process. I cleaned all this area earlier, and also the main deck, sides, floor, and bottom, because again, with constant occupation, I can't clean the whole boat. I can only do sections, and sometimes the sections don't make sense in terms of normally you want to do a boat top to bottom, front to back, but you can't when there's always people around and they want certain parts more than other parts. And anyway, just kind of gotta go with it, I guess. Here's the little town. I have some videos I'll upload probably at the same time as this one. There it is. So it's vaguely still the sunset. I mean, it's not dark. But yes, this sailboat over here is very nice. I'm a fan of it. And there's also these over here, which I didn't point out. So we're all gathered. I mean, our boat is very modest in comparison to those, but yeah. What's happened? I didn't really do any videos since a few days ago. I think we've been to 2 different anchorages since then. The plan schedule keeps changing. Obviously, it's never I never know what's happening any day. We've got a group chat for everyone on board, and then this morning I was just let me know if we're even leaving today and when, if we are. At 9 a.m. I think I said that. And then I cleaned the inside of the boat. I wasn't gonna start cleaning the outside of the boat because then if we're leaving, it doesn't make sense to do it. Like start doing it and then have to stop. Anyway, so and then at like 12:15, I got a message. It was like, oh yeah, we're leaving around 1:30. There's like a bunch of stuff to put away and like we're tied to the shore. It's just like, surely you knew that hours ago. You could have said that, but then anyway, so that's how it goes on this program. Communication is not a priority, or planning, or sticking to a plan. I'm not sure if I mentioned this previously, but I also had a conversation because they were going to be off the boat. At one point, the original plan was they're going to be off the boat for a week. The original plan was they were going to be off the boat for a week, then we were going to cross the Corinthian Canal, then at some point they were going to go to Athens, and then be off for another week, more or less. But now it looks like they're maybe not leaving at all, they may be leaving for 2 days, they may be leaving for 5 days, they may be never leaving. So that's the situation. Look, there's a big moon over there. See it? Just over the hill? Just there? Just there? So that's very special. Originally, I think we were hoping to have myself, the captain / owner, and 2 of his family members who were going to help crew the canal. But then he was saying, what do you think? Well, I don't know. Anyway, getting to the canal is also like a big 5-hour transit, and he was like, do you think we can do it with just 2 people? Not the canal, but the transit towards the canal. And I was like, I mean, yeah, it's doable. It's more a question of like what's happening before and after. He was like, oh, no, it doesn't matter, we'll sort that out. And I was like, yeah, well, also, is there any like ideas whilst doing the schedule that I actually have any days off? So that question was posed and there was no answer, and I don't think there ever will be an answer, and I think the answer is it's not really a priority and may never happen. So that's where we are. Yeah. Yacht life. Solo crew. So yeah, I mean, the season ends at the end of October. And there's a real possibility that I will not have any days off. I had my last day off on like the 20th of June, I think. And now it's nearly August. There have been some very like relaxed days where I've had like a few hours off. Like today, I took 2 hours to go on land. But like with that, it's like you have like 5 minutes notice. Like, oh, if you want to, you can go now. Like for a bit. Okay. And I mainly really just had to go because I was running out of food, because we kind of have our 2 different food situations. I think I bought too many things, honestly, and it's probably gonna half of it go off. But you know. So yeah, that's where we're at. I don't really know what exactly we're gonna be doing in the next week because it is continuously changing, and be anything. But I think the original plan was that around the 8th, we were going to pass the Corinthian Canal and get to the other side of Greece. And we're not that far from the Corinthian Bay? Is that what it's called? Whatever, right before the canal. So it is doable. But yeah, it just becomes a question of like, I don't have as much motivation every day. Getting more like stressed out. I'm just like, it would just be nice to have like a day off. It doesn't even need to be a full morning to night day. It could be like 4 p.m. one afternoon to 4 p.m. the next day. That would actually even be better because then I can just sleep in and I know that I don't have to work until 4. And easily that could have been done several times since the season has started, but there's just like no thought put into the fact that I have no schedule, and they like love the fact that they don't have a schedule, which is great for them. But I think I just need to be more like, hey, on this day, how about this? But then it's like hard because then they change their mind about what they're doing, and all of a sudden we're leaving, and all of a sudden, you know. So, yeah, that's what's going on. That's solo crew yacht life. Has its perks, has its downfalls. Double-edged sword or whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this not dark period of the night,